Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2003 X-Men sequel, X-Men 2, also known as X-Men 2, X-Men United. The film is directed by Bryan Singer and it stars Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman. We have Halle Berry, Ian McKellen, Famke Janssen, James Marsden, Anna Paquin, Rebecca Romijn, Brian Cox, Alan Cumming, Bruce Davison, Shawn Ashmore, Kelly Hu, and I could go on, but I'm not going to. Right, okay, this time round, the film focuses once again, obviously, on the X-Men, and this time, Brian Cox's Stryker, William Stryker, has got a real problem with mutants, and this is due to the fact that his son is a mutant. He sent him to Professor X's school many years previously, and he couldn't be helped. So he's got a real bee in his bonnet about mutants, and he architects an attack on the United States president by Nightcrawler, played by Alan Cumming. This then triggers a chain of events as the president brings in Colonel Stryker, who proposes a plan to kind of put out of action the mutants at Professor Xavier's mansion, and his real reason for doing that is because he wants Cerebro, and he also wants Charles so that he can use Cerebro for his own use and essentially kill all the mutants on the planet. He is also directly linked to Wolverine's past, and when Wolverine becomes aware of Stryker, he starts to remember bits of his past. So the X-Men have to kind of get together, head out and rescue Charles and stop the whole of the world's mutants being wiped out by Stryker. Right. What are my thoughts on X-Men 2? Well, as sequels go, this is an incredible sequel. I mean, the first X-Men, as I said last week in my review, was an absolutely fantastic first outing for the X-Men on screen. I thought everybody did a brilliant job. I thought the casting was sensational, and it continued in this film really. And a lot of people say that this is the superior X-Men film. I'm not going to argue with that. I actually personally think it's on par with the first one. I think they both kind of complement each other in actual fact. I really like the story here, you know what I mean? They really raise the stakes this time round. That everybody feels a little bit more comfortable in their roles, most notably Hugh Jackman as Logan. In the first film, I thought he did a great job, but this time round, he's really starting to understand the character of Wolverine. He's more feral, he's more violent, he's more aggressive. He seems more like an animal in this one than he did in the first one. And he really has, by this film, unlocked and understood who Logan is for the most part. And I think Hugh Jackman is a standout in this film. And that's not to say that everybody else isn't as well. I mean, they were dangerously close in this one to kind of having too many mutants on screen. They kind of obviously they introduced Nightcrawler and things like that, and Pyro, and sometimes you kind of think, well, are they going to get enough to do? And do you know what? Bryan Singer juggles it actually just right. Everybody kind of gets something to do in the film. Everybody has a purpose. You also see mini arcs, especially with Pyro, in the sense that, he's a bad seed, really, and he's actually in the wrong place in Professor Xavier's school. And who knows, if he'd have stayed there, maybe he could have been moulded into something different. But obviously, we know at the end of this film, he goes off with Magneto. The whole idea of this film as well is that, the X-Men have to unite with the Brotherhood of Mutants, i.e. what I mean by that is Magneto and Mystique, really, in order to take down Stryker, because their common purpose is to take down Stryker, because he is targeting all mutants. And it's like an uneasy alliance, really, that is going to go pear-shaped at some point in the film, and of course it does. We've got Lady Deathstrike as well, played by Kelly Hu, who I thought is a good addition to the film, but it only really feels like she's there for the confrontation with Logan at the end of the film. And I always found the fight between the two of them a little bit underwhelming, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Um, I don't know. It's not bad or anything like that. Maybe it's because they just didn't give her any personality, really. I think she only says one thing in the film. Rest of the time, she's just completely silent. So, at least I think they could have done is giving Kelly Hu a little bit more to do in the film, and then we could have really felt her threat, sort of thing. And you never really get that. I thought Mystique was really well used again in this film, and I thought Rebecca Romijn does a brilliant job again as Mystique. There's a debate to be had as who is the better Mystique. Is it her, or is it obviously who we know played Mystique in the later films? I don't know. I just think she absolutely nails this character. I really, really do. The villainous side of her and stuff, and we never really got that in the later films. The prequels, I suppose you could call them. And the action was just really, really good as well. The whole sequence in the mansion where Wolverine's taking out the soldiers, you really get to see that violent, feral side of him, which is brilliant. I thought the start of the film, the opening of the film with Nightcrawler in the White House was brilliantly done. The effects, once again, are stunning. Rewatching this, it still stands up in regards to really, really seamless effects. I think the only time I could see when I watched this is there's a couple of scenes here and there where Mystique is changing from like a human appearance back to the Mystique, and you can kind of see a little bit of CGI in that she looks a bit plasticky here and there. But beyond that, I couldn't fault the special effects in this film. I just thought they were brilliantly done, and the whole sequence at the end of the film, where they go and track down Stryker and get into this like military bunker and try and take everybody out and stuff. It's very, very well done, and of course the ending that set up, the death of Jean Grey that we all thought was going to set up like this incredible third film, that we never really got. I think it's safe to say that most people were disappointed with the third X-Men film. I haven't seen it for a few years. I don't remember really hating it or anything, so I'm quite looking forward to rewatching that and giving that a review for the channel, just to see how it works, how it stands up to the first two. And I know it's not going to be as good. I'm not naive in that sense. But I am still looking forward to see how we finish off these three films. So yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts on X-Men 2. Is it one of your personal favourites, or do you have another one in the franchise that is your personal favourite? And I will of course be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.